All right, let's continue with the last video. We were first talking about the O's and Fourze movie Mega War, Mega War. So, in the case of the Fourze section, well, mostly put they continue about monsters, obviously. Me, I'm trying to think. What else was I mentioned before I mentioned what happened next? Trying to think. Oh, let's just move on. Basically, like when you get to the not remember the 4Z section. Basically, there was a subplot in the movie involving W encountering basically a group of individuals who held the slime that was brought from space. Name was Sue, or it's a Saul, and he escapes, and then we see Gen sees a girl dropping from the sky. Like, ooh, that's my girlfriend. Despite the fact he doesn't know who this is. Yeah, apparently she takes the name of Nezuko, and that's not actually her name because she's a soul. She actually copied this form from an actual schoolgirl. And then we see her fighting monsters with Gen, where she becomes Commander Nezuko. I'm like, that's interesting. Where she used practically the same ability. She created a new switch for him, a double rocket switch. Really cool. I don't know if this could pop up on the show or not. I have no idea. But I thought this was really cool. That wasn't until Foundation X showed up and basically had their leader, who had overthrown the leadership of Foundation X, howl at her and turn back into a slime. So, because apparently she's cosmic energy. So, she gets taken, and of course, basically, they chase him to a look like an industrial area where Oz is there, obviously, too. And we see, like, after Double deals with some monsters. But at one point, there's this, like, small little metal case that they're carrying around. And then they find it after the villains basically get on their plane, which actually is a spaceship known as Exus. They open the briefcase up, and it's the 7 Kamen Riders, where Kamen Rider 1, 2, V3, and Rider Man have been turned into switches. And as for X, Amazon, and Stronger, have been turned into metal. So they just put them in, and they become their normal selves. And of course, we know something interesting about Gen. You're like, oh, I'll be all the Kamen Riders. Like, okay, we don't have time for introductions. We'll deal with these monsters, which are green monsters, by the way, which I heard about green monsters. I've never seen before. The first time I've ever seen them. I don't know if these were in the show or not. I don't know because I haven't watched those yet. You're probably thinking, why do I want to watch this movie? Because basically, well, it ties into the show. By the way, the main villain of the series for Fourze, he's seen as a brief cameo. Like, it's one scene and that's it. So they chase basically the villain of the movie, Phil, onto a ship where he takes basically 3 villains from the future, and he becomes King O. Now, who is King O, you might ask? Why, he was pretty much the main villain of the movie that was associated with Skyrider. Who is not in this movie, by the way? Yeah, I don't know why Skyrider is not here, despite the fact he appeared in that movie, and the fact he briefly fought him. He didn't beat him. He got killed when the whole complex he was in collapsed on top of his freaking spaceship. Which, I gotta admit, that was pretty lame of beating the villain. By the way, that movie was 45 minutes. This is almost 2 hours. And it's a slight update, but I'm surprised they made reference to that villain of all villains. Oh, by the way, his name is not Phil. It's basically that was the double. This is Len Kamaski, I think his name is. That's the villain's name. So they battle him. Of course, they go outside. Absolute great fight sequence on top of the spaceship. And at one point, they goes to the ground, but looking at basically a special motorcycle where they get launched into freaking space. Well, basically launched back up. And then they fight in space. And eventually, he is defeated. And, well, then O's double. And he doesn't really get into any more scenes with the veteran comrades. I thought this was interesting. So, basically Fourze says goodbye to O's and Double. Does not say anything to the Seven Kamen Riders where they went. Oh, by the way, all the Seven Kamen Riders, I thought this was really cool. They did this. And I'm so glad they got this right. This movie gets not the same actors in the suits. Or the same voices. Here's something they did get correct. All their finishers. Yes. Run is basically the Rider kick, which is a lot more powerful than it was in the 70s. Or back then, it was like kick, fall over, or either turn the foam or explode. Here it's just kick and explode in the freaking air. And then we have Ramp 2, which this one was really weird. He never used this particular move to finish before, but we have a Rider punch. And V3 is the reverse kick. X is basically, he takes his little baton up in the air, does a spin, and does his X kick. Amazon does the wild slash, not the big slash, it's slight change, but basically the same move. And Stronger does his finisher as well, the electric kick. Which I'm so happy that despite that they could not bring back the actors, which at this point there's no reason why they couldn't. Like, here's the weird thing. Amazon himself, he has not made, the actor who played him has not made a physical appearance in Kamen Rider since Stronger. That was the last time he was seen, because what have you seen from Amazon since then? In suit and not the same voice. Now, here's a very interesting question. Why the heck can Toei bring the actor back? Like, to play Amazon? From what I heard, he's still very much alive. Why he doesn't come back is a complete mystery to me. In the case of the guys who played 1 and 2, 2, I've heard there actually was a reason why possibly could bring him back, because the guy was trying to stay out of the public limelight. First one, I'm not really sure. Maybe he was busy with something. 3, it's kind of odd that he's not here. Okay, then what about Stronger? Stronger died like a year, like not long after. I think this movie came out. I think it was just after the man's death. Because that's a sad thing comes to Stronger. He is, I think, like one of 2 actors from this era who has sadly since passed away. If you're really curious, he passed away on April 14, 2012 of pneumonia. He was only 63. Yeah. Now, what about his parents here? Let's see. The movie was released on December 10, 2011. So it could have been his. I don't know if it was his health. It could have been this movie, but there's no reason why he couldn't be there. Yeah, it's like, okay, so you bring in the legendary 7 Kamen Riders, but you don't bring back any of their actors. Not even V3's actors here. Yeah, he's not here. What you think? Really? Yeah. Rider Man. Let's see. No, it's not the same guy. This is a guy who basically previously appeared in basically Kiva. Rider Man was originally portrayed by Takashiya Yamaguchi, who passed away in 1986. So at least the actor has a good reason why not to appear here, because he passed away. But at least he appeared constantly up until ZX. So he passed away just prior to Black. It was sad the fact he passed away. So, okay, so he has a reason not to be here. V3, he's played here by Hafumi Takada, who apparently does the voice his character mostly in Heist era Kamen Rider. As far as I can tell, like, yeah, apparently also played Black at some point, but here's the thing. The actor is still very much alive. Oh gosh, yes, he's still very much alive. As to why he doesn't play in this movie is a complete mystery. Yeah, and you might be thinking, was there a reason why he couldn't, let's say, be in this movie? Like, was there a TV show going at this point? Maybe he was going to do this movie because he just did the Let's Go Kamen Riders. Okay. That could have been the reason why. I'm not really sure of exactly why he was not here. It's like he just basically played the character one last time in that big movie. Double O, basically O's, Dano, all writers, Let's Go Kamen Riders. That was last time he portrayed him. And you probably think, is the actor retired? No, he's still very much active. Yeah. Movies wise, maybe he was busy with the Sentai movie. It's possible. That could be what he was doing, but actually I have no idea. TV shows wise, no TV shows, so maybe he was singing, maybe? Who knows the reason why he couldn't be here? He's one person it's complete mystery, but at least in the case of Writer Man, at least he has a reason why. Amazon has no reason why. Stronger, possibly due to health, but what about, let's say, Writer 1? Writer 1 in the movie is played by Tetsu Anda, who, not the first time he played Hongo, first time he played him, this very movie. He played him a few more times since then. Now, Hongo himself was played by an actor who is very well famous. An actor by the name of Hiroshi Fukuja. Now, as for why he could not appear in the movie, that's a good question of why he wasn't here. It's like, okay. You're probably thinking, was he busy with something at that point in time? I know he came back to do the character in the double movie, which I'm looking forward to watching that, but if you think about it, there's no real reason why he couldn't come back. Like, you think, okay, was he work on some show at the point? According to his Wikipedia page, no, he was not working on anything. Maybe he was busy with doing something else. It is possible. He could be busy with Sega. That could be what the reason was, but you could at least, if you couldn't have the actor appear physically, could you at least do a voiceover? So that's my only real issue when it comes to him being in this movie. It's like he's there, but the actor's not there. Sadly. I mean, I kind of wish basically he would have heard it, but he didn't. So yeah. Oh, by the way, after everybody basically, like after the villain's feet, everyone goes separate ways. And of course, movie ends basically presumably back. Oh, by the way, before the movie ends, we have the early bird cameo of Kamen Rider Meteor. Yep, was his very first appearance. Just prior to his first full appearance in the main show. This basically was early bird cameo for him. It's a good movie. Not much issue comes to plot per se. I will be reviewing this movie in the future because of, well, O's and W. Yes. I'll probably visit this movie probably 2 more times for reviews, basically. When I do O's and when I do W. That's when I revisit this movie. Yep. But what about the episodes, the show? Yeah, next thing to discuss here. Oops, excuse me. Let's shoot my phone here. Okay, as for the main show itself, for Kamen Rider Fourze. Oh, the future Kamen Rider who appeared in this movie, who does not have a TV show, as far as I can tell. He's Kamen Rider Aqua. Yes, he was Aqua and Poseidon. Yeah, so he's a future Kamen Rider, and this was only his only appearance ever in Kamen Rider. This one movie. After this movie wrapped up, he was never seen again. Nope. Don't know the reason for it. I do enjoy the suit for the guy. There's a little bit here also with the Kagumi Foundation, which is an organization that O's works with, who is from the O show, which I don't mind the group per se. I just kind of wish basically I would get a little more of these guys, but sadly put, basically I'll get a chance more of it later. One of the other characters, Control Kima, she only appears in the movie. She's basically killed, like in a very weird sequence. Oh, she's older than me by about 21 years. So she's probably about. Oh, she was. Oh, that's interesting. She's gonna be a Magic Ranger. I'm looking forward to that. I think Magic Ranger, she must have been almost 40 when she did the role, like in the 30s. Right now, in case you're curious, though, for Asawa Watami, she was born in 1969. So when this movie came out, she was roughly about 45. But she looked really good for her age. Like, really good. I would say as of right now, she's probably about... Let's see. 1969, let's see. 40, that's 2009. 50 is 2019. So I'd say this year she is 55. From what I can tell from pictures, she takes really good care of herself. But the way they killed off this character was weird. It's like, oh, let's just have her get killed in this weird sequence. That's the only weakness when it comes to Control Kema. Yeah. Oh, they also have characters called Yummies, which are from O's. Yep. Yeah. I wish the trivia basically would explain what the heck happened to the actors. And apparently, the actor who played one of the Kamen Rider Double MP Philip, this movie was the last time he appeared in the franchise. Well, okay, so apparently the reason why he hasn't come back yet because the man is extremely busy. Oh, and this is something interesting though. Fun fact about the actor Philip, mistake that he was actually the youngest Kamen Rider ever in history of the whole series. Younger to play a Kamen Rider. He was 16. Yeah, but no trivia now basically about the first set of Kamen Riders. Yeah, but as for the episodes of Fourze itself, well, this one debuts a brand new teacher to replace uh, the one who was actually Scorpion Virgo. Yep, and she appears just for a few episodes. Why? Well, by the way, the arc itself is basically the Pegasus arc. Yes, I call it the Pegasus arc because that's kind of because it's a new monster. The new character is Hikara Usagi. She's used by Nao Nakazawa, and she is 5 years older than me. Actually, 4 years older. That means, wow, she's currently the age of 40. Yeah, 40 years old. Very lovely looking woman. No denying that. Yeah. Yeah, apparently when she played character Haruka, she only appeared in just 21-22, appeared once more like after that in the final. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So no wonder why I was familiar with this woman. This is Hurricane Blue from Hurricaneger. Yeah. One of the things I love about Hurricaneger is the fact that three of the four women are hot. Yes. Like, the actor played Nanami, very beautiful woman. The one who's basically giant size, very beautiful. Heck, even basically Fukujo, she was beautiful too. And I gotta admit, this was really cool. So she previously appeared in W. I'm gonna get to that later in the future. Don't worry about that. But it is nice the fact to see her in Kamen Rider. Yeah, and at one point she suspected being Pegasus, but nope. Heck, we didn't have Gen basically reveal he's Fourze to her, which of course he thinks that because of the switch. No, it's not a switch. It's due to her the Pegasus movements when he fights, and that's very similar to the style that Haruka fights in. And she doesn't call Teach. Her whole joke is that she wants to quit being a teacher. Yes. So throughout this two-part, he tries to confront her, which he does succeed at that. And also, Meteor at one point doesn't transform in part two of the story. He tries to, but J.K. basically pops up and brings him transforming. Because it's to this point, no one can know he actually is Meteor. Of course, he expects him to turn into Ares. He doesn't. I'll get to that. So, even follow her through kickboxing thing, and he tries to do kickboxing with her, and of course, Gen loses because he's a bit sloppy fighter. So, then of course, you see her basically teach him how to fight properly. from a distance when he's fighting Pegasus. And he actually beats Pegasus in the last one thing. And of course you get basically a call from Mio. It says, "Orders from your president. Use limit break." You have mission to use limit break. And he does. He defeats Pegasus, but then Pegasus reforms because it's a new thing. And then he transforms into Cancer. And the chairman's like, "Ooh, a plan that succeeded. Unexpectedly, we have a brand new member." Yeah, and the guy who becomes Pegasus is... This is interesting. The guy becomes Cancer. Was a guy I did not really suspect. Yeah, it was a guy who basically led to possibly a guy named Kinema, whose name is Saran Tamado. And his only thing besides it was appearing in Amazons. His whole thing is like, how strong are you? Yeah, and apparently Virgo suspected that this was a boy all along with the horse because it was suspected like throughout the whole L2 part that this was possibly a girl, but not really. Yeah, but really interesting two-parter. Oh, by the way, the end of two-parter, Haruka sets up a kickboxing club, and Gen has no choice but joining. Yeah. But yeah, not much to say about this two-parter. It's pretty good. Okay, so that's a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Well, next up, more Kamen Rider, because got no anime, let's do more Kamen Rider. This time we're going to do Fourze episode 2, okay? Let's go.